but it is attractive. It makes people question. It makes people question why they're doing it if someone is moved on. And the best place to get to is obviously if you actually have moved on, if you are working on moving on, if you are working on your insecurities and your neediness and your attachment to that relationship, and you're gaining confidence, and you're genuinely trying to make a better life for yourself. It's attractive. It just has to be said. Why letting go is so attractive to dumpers. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today we are talking about why letting go is so attractive to dumpers. So before we get into this video, please do leave a like and please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please also leave down in the comments any questions you may have for me or any discussions that you wish for me to discuss in a future video. Also, if you want to, leave down your thoughts, your opinions, and some stories that you feel might help other people so we can all help each other out. Thank you so much. So why is letting go so attractive to people that dump other people, right? Who make a breakup happen? Why is it so attractive when the person that's been dumped just doesn't care, right? And the reason why it's attractive is because it shows that they don't have that much investment anymore. And basically what this leaves the dumper thinking is, what? Right? They're like, why? I thought that we had something special and then I broke up with them and then suddenly they just don't care. They've just moved on so quick. It leaves the person that dumped that person wondering what the hell's going on. Like I guess it also kind of in a way it kind of lowers their self-esteem, like, oh wow, I can't believe they just forgot about me, you know. And that's why it's attractive, because what they are thinking then is, oh, this person obviously didn't have as much investment in the relationship than what I did, because I'm still kind of hung up over it. And they're also thinking, well, this person, I'm still kind of upset about the whole breakup, you know, I still have an attachment to them, but yet they seem to be completely unattached now. It looks like they never cared about me. And that's attractive because they'll think, oh, well, maybe I'm more invested in the relationship than what they are. And they don't really, think exactly those thoughts, but that's what they feel. They feel like, oh, I'm way more invested than what they are. And also what I think plays into it is respect as well. They're like, wow, okay, this person moved on, right? Really quickly. They don't care. They're not messaging me. They're not wanting to meet up with me. They just don't care. Because obviously you do get relationships where, let's say this person who's dumped has dumped before in the past, and then their exes usually crawl back or something. Like perhaps they send them a message after the breakup, or they want to get back together, or they're blowing up their phone with calls and messages wanting to get back. And yet when they dump someone who doesn't do that, it kind of confuses them, okay? And makes them feel insecure about it, and makes them feel upset because they just don't know why this person just doesn't care anymore. So if you have been dumped yourself, the best thing for you to do is to actually let go of it as soon as you possibly can, especially if you do want this person back. So when you break up, the best thing for you to do is to go into that period where you're not contacting them and you appear like you don't care. But the point is that you really need to start working on not caring, because if you do come across like you do care, or you're acting like you don't care even though you do, then they're going to be able to sense that. So you do need to actually really stop caring about it. And if you know that you can't do that, and if you do really care, then the best thing for you to do is to just not contact them. You take your social media away from yourself so you don't feel tempted to still care, basically, to do things that might imply that you still care. So that's one of the good things about no contact, is that you can actually create that space, and you can consciously do it, especially if you do still really want them back and you do feel quite insecure about the whole thing. So it does give off this kind of like false mask that you don't care. But while you are doing that and you are in no contact, you should be actually trying to find ways how to not care as much about it and to work on your insecurities. Because essentially this is the best way that you can get them back. The best way that you can get them back is to not be attached. Because if you are attached and you're calling them, you're texting them, you're wanting to get back together with them, and you keep on saying that to them, and they are more over it than what you are, then they're not going to come back. They're not going to come back if you are not over it as much as what they are. The only time you should contact your ex after a breakup is if the breakup was your fault. So what constitutes as a breakup being your fault? So let's say you did something like cheated, or you did something mean, if you did something disrespectful, let's say you were really cold to her, or you weren't paying enough attention to her or him. So this could be like always putting them second. So if you're always putting someone second and they start getting fed up with it, eventually they will leave you. So if you did things like that, if you pretended that you didn't care when you did care, and they just wanted to kind of like feel your affection for them or something, you know, these are reasons why people break up. If they were underappreciated, if they felt like you didn't appreciate them, those things are your fault. However, if the breakup was their fault, so let's say they cheated on you, or they dumped you for a really, really silly reason, hurt you in some way, or they weren't appreciating you, and basically it all comes down to their actions and what they did that caused the breakup, then they need to be the one that reaches out to you, and they need to be the one that apologizes to you. So if you did do something wrong, then that's the time when you can reach out to them and apologize to them. And basically all you have to say is something along the lines of, hey, can we meet up? Because obviously you would want to apologize to them in person. If they don't want to meet up with you, then apologize over Messenger or over a phone call, and just say, look, I'm really sorry for the way the breakup happened. I'm sorry that I did this and that and that. Basically list all the reasons that they broke up with you. Say that you're sorry for that it's not going to happen again, and you would really like it if you could hang out and try to work things out. And then if they say no to that, you can just say something like, okay, well, if that's the case, then if you change your mind about it, just please let me know. And then that's when you go into no contact and you no longer talk to them. However, if it was their fault, then you shouldn't contact them at all. If it was their fault that the breakup happened, there is absolutely no reason why you should talk to them. They need to be the one that apologizes to you. And, you know, it may be a situation where they're just too proud and they will never apologize to you. They will never come out and say, I'm really sorry about what happened. But if they haven't apologized and they haven't talked to you since the breakup, you should remain in no contact and not speak with them at all. Because if you don't, and if you talk to them, you're basically just handing them any shred of self-respect that you have for yourself and your boundaries. Because if they were the one to break up with you, and it was for like a really bad reason, let's say they were underappreciating you, they weren't being nice to you, you're basically enabling their behavior, and you're saying, yes, please, I want more of that unappreciativeness towards me. I want more of that cold behavior towards me. So don't do that. Don't enable other people's bad behavior and how they act towards you, because you're not respecting your own boundaries and you're not respecting yourself. And that's why letting go can seem so attractive, because you are respecting yourself and you're respecting your boundaries. You know, if they broke up with you and it was for a really silly reason, then obviously if you are letting go of it and you're not contacting them, you're showing them that, hey, look, I have boundaries here and I'm not going to enable your bad behavior. You broke up with me, I'm not interested. Okay? And it's the same actually when it was your fault and you've apologized and you don't beg and plead with them. Okay? You are showing that you have self-respect. You know, you've apologized, assumedly, and you've given them the olive branch, and they've basically said no thank you. And if you walk away, you're showing that you have self-respect. And self-respect is really attractive. Being able to have boundaries and that strength is really, really attractive. So that's why letting go is attractive. It shows that you have a self-respect. It shows that you have boundaries. It shows that you have integrity. It shows that you are less invested than what they are. And if you have completely let go of the situation, or at least you're being perceived in that way, then they'll find you more attractive. And obviously it will also do things like confuse them. They'll wonder why you got over the relationship so quick. I think this is what a lot of people experience when their ex goes straight into a rebound relationship, or they go straight into and, you know, start dating new people. It makes that person feel like, oh, they didn't care, when in reality they probably do care, but obviously they're just trying to move on with their lives. And that's why it kind of breeds this insecurity in people when they see their exes out with other people. They're like, wow, they just didn't care, did they? But that's not necessarily the truth. But it is attractive. It makes people question. It makes people question why they're doing it if someone is moved on, if someone is being perceived as moved on. And the best place to get to is obviously if you actually have moved on, if you are working on moving on, if you are working on your insecurities and your neediness and your attachment to that relationship, and you're gaining confidence, and you're genuinely trying to make a better life for yourself. It's attractive. It just has to be said. So if you are in no contact with your ex, then the best thing for you to do is to let go of it. Let go of the relationship. Because especially if you want them back, because that's the best way that you can get them back, is to let go of it, because they'll be able to sense that you don't care anymore. If you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. On there is also a free PDF download that you can get, which is a dating manual. In that manual, I go into dating and relationships. If you do read that, then please offer any feedback that you may have for it. Please let me know if there's some things in there you'd like me to improve, so I can make it the best product possible for people that come along and want to find information on how to get better at dating and relationships. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's helped you. I shall talk to you guys again very soon. Goodbye, guys.